Well, hello there. You're listening to The Free Phils with me, your host, Phil Wainwright. Joining me in the studio from a secure phone line, we have Big Phil Philson, former football manager and current prisoner. And of course, the Money Man, voted Myth Magazine's most likely to be an urban legend. It's talent agent extraordinaire, Phil the Money Morrison. Now, listeners, whilst we have had some great moments on the Free Phils with our live callers from the public, our producer has come to the difficult conclusion that we will no longer be taking live calls from the public, partly because of the strong language exhibited by some of these callers, but also in part due to the dangerous shit spree that was set into motion. As such, we will now be having guest segments. Our guest segment today will be former Pimbleton United football player Philippe Philipieo. But first, Phil the Money Morrison, please tell us everything you know about our guest.
It will be my pleasure, Mr. Wainwright. I first came across Philippe Philipieo when I was a young teenage talent extraordinaire. He was nothing but a boy to me. I was more interested in speaking to his uncle Jose at the time. I see Jose work in the fields one day, and he was doing that quite manfully too. He was doing a great job working those fields. So I approached him. I said, Jose, it looks like you could do with a talent agent extraordinaire. Now, I didn't really understand Jose that good, but he was talking some nonsense about day laborers not needing the services of talent agent extraordinaires. So I decided, I got pretty pissed off, and so I decided to tell the law that Uncle Jose stole a turnip. I mean, I figured it was the right thing to do. He certainly looked like the type. And, the punishment probably isn't that bad for turnip stealing, and I figured it was the right thing to do. Now, years later, I met Philippe Philipieo again, and the boy had became a man. He was a young soccer player extraordinaire, and I tried to convince Philippe Philipieo to use my services. I gave him a great pitch, and he gave me a cordial and polite no. We had a small disagreement about my percentage, so I hired some good men to break his legs and threaten his family. Now after that, he decided that he would like to use my services, after all, but I had no need for a crippled soccer player on my books, so we decided to sort of amicably part ways. I did see Philippe Philipieo again the last time I see him. Matter of fact, he was being carried away by Big Phil Philson with a gun to his head. So it is great to hear that Philippe Philipieo is alive. That's good to hear. And I mean, that's everything I know about Philippe Philipieo. He sure was a great guy and a great player, and still is, I'm sure.
Thank you, Phil the Money Morrison. It is indeed great to hear that Philippe Philipieo is alive. But he has informed us, and his agents have informed us, numerous times that he would prefer to keep our discussion light-hearted and to stay off the subject of him being kidnapped by Big Phil Philson so far as possible. Ah, here he is. Philippe Philipieo, if you could just put on your headset and we can start the interview with a nice question there for you.
Ah, yes. See, Mr. Wainwright. Now let us, how you say, conduct your interview, huh? Ha!
Yes, sir, Philippe Philipieo. Let's start with a nice, light-hearted question. I have a note here to say that you have hit the crossbar over 3,000 times in the last 3 seasons. Tell us a little bit more about your curious habit of hitting the crossbar. Is it a shame to you to have hit the crossbar and not the goal so many times, Philippe?
Aha! So, Mr. Wainwright, you want to talk to me about the crossbar, huh? They always want to talk to me about the crossbar. The crossbar, yes, my greatest amigo and my worst fear. It all started when I was a young boy, Mr. Wainwright, playing along the riverbanks of Cordoba with my little sister Maria. Oh, how we would play and we would dance together. And one day while we was playing and dancing together, my Uncle Jose, he called me into the casa. He say, Philippe Philipieo, come to the casa so we can have tapas as familia. And we came and we had tapas. And then we heard a knock at the door. It was the men in black.
Wait a minute, Philippe Philipieo, you mean to tell me that Will Smith and that other guy came to your residence? I find that fanciful at best, to be honest with you, Philippe.
No, I feel the money, Morrison. It was no Fresh Prince. It was a filthy tyrant. The men of Franco, they came in black, and they took my Uncle Jose, and they say they will hang him for the crime of stealing a single turnip. Someone, who knows who, told the lie about my Uncle Jose. And the men looked at me, and they say, hey kid, if you can take this soccer ball and you put it on the halfway line and you can kick it to the crossbar, we will let your Uncle Jose go free. But hey kid, if you cannot do it, we will hang him, huh? And I said, Uncle Jose, I cannot do it. He said, Philippe Philipieo, you must do it. So I put the ball in the center circle. I look at the crossbar. I take several steps back to make my run up. I look at the ball. I take my run. I kick. And I snatch at it. I hit it wide. Oh, so wide. And I look at my Uncle Jose. And I look at the men in black of Franco. And they hung Uncle Jose. And every day I take the soccer ball to the halfway line. And I try to kick it to the crossbar. Ha. And when I grow older and I become professional, and I am playing and I am running with the ball at my feet, and I see the open goal, and I know I can hit it, and I can score the goal, ole, or I can hit the crossbar. And you ask me, Mr. Wainwright, Philippe Philipieo, is it a great shame to you that you hit the crossbar over 3,000 times in the last 3 seasons? And I tell you, Mr. Wainwright, it is no shame. It is my greatest pride.
Okay, thank you, Philippe Philipieo. I didn't think the answer would be so depressing and sort of action-packed, so I'll ask a different question, but Phil the Money Morrison probably does need to tell you something off the air after the show. But your story does highlight the pressures of an elite athlete in the public eye. Which brings me on to my next question. What are some of the other pressures that you have faced in the beautiful game, as they call it, Philippe Philipieo?
Ha, see, Mr. Wainwright, you want to talk to me about the beautiful game, huh? Ha, such a beautiful game. In the same way that the fire that burns a man to death is the last light that that man sees. This is how the game is beautiful, no, Mr. Wainwright? Let me tell you, Mr. Wainwright, in the sporting world, everyone is a critic, no? You punch one wheelchair-bound orphan girl in her nose in a moment of passion, for the sake of your family, for the sake of your honor, for the sake of your pride. And the English press, they never let you forget it. There are children dying in the world, and famine, and still they want to ask Philippe Philipieo, why did you punch the wheelchair girl in the nose? And I tell you the same thing, Mr. Wainwright, that I tell everybody. If such a girl wheel in front of you, the way she wheel in front of me, with the defiance, you will also bring your fist to her face.
I see. Thank you, Philippe Philipieo. My very last question, because your agents are saying that you need to go now. I can't think why that is, to be honest with you, but that's what they're saying. Big Phil Philson did steal you. That has come up, and people that listen to season number 1 will remember you were stolen, so to speak. What happened when Big Phil Philson stole you?
I will never say, Mr. Wainwright. Because of this man, I am always looking behind me. Well, actually, when I look behind me, I am turning fully around. So I guess what I mean to say is, because of this man, Big Phil Philson, I am always looking forward. Anyway, I must go. Adios, Phil Wainwright.
Okay, well, that was exciting, wasn't it, listeners? My producer has told me that now that we're finished with Philippe Philipieo, Big Phil Philson is on the secure phone line and he's ready to speak with us. Big Phil Philson, did you hear the interview and how are things going in this prison?
Up, Mr. Wainwright.
Big Phil Philson, what is wrong? You don't seem your usual upbeat and intoxicated self.
Well, I just don't get this latest practical joke that some of the lads have done in here, you know. They've played another one of their practical jokes on caller number 1, and it's not really my sense of humour, to be honest with you, Duck. I mean, you know, I told you about the practical jokes, didn't I, Mr. Wainwright? Some right funny things going on, you know. I went quite far last time. I put some extra packets of sugar in their tea and coffee, you know. I mean, maybe that's going a bit too far, but I am a practical joker in the extreme at times, and really, I mean, that was pretty funny. And then I spread that rumour, didn't I? That vicious rumour that caller number 1 was against some of the top lads in here, you know. It was just a bit of fun, you know. Everyone knows that, just a practical joke, like. But I don't really get this latest practical joke that the lads have done in here. I just don't get it, you know. They came in the dead of night and opened up the cell, Mr. Wainwright. They threw caller number 1 up against a wall and then spliced his throat open, and now he's not alive. And, you know, I don't get that. I mean, there's blood everywhere, splashed all over the cell. Perhaps it's some sort of, you know, Jackson Pollock pun. I don't know. But what I do know is it's not really my sense of humour, and I'm just wondering if I've lost my sense of humour, because I don't get it, you know. If that's what's funny now, I mean, maybe I don't get it. Do you get it, Mr. Wainwright?
No, Big Phil Philson, for crying out loud, you complete fucking idiot. You've got caller number 1. They've killed him. What have you done? It's not a practical joke. Someone's been murdered. Big Phil Philson, what the fuck have you done?
Settle down, Phil Wainwright. But Big Phil Philson's just asking a question and making a point. Now, Big Phil, I do have a question for you. These guys that came into the cell in the dead of night and spliced open, as you say, caller number 1's throat, and now he's not alive. These guys, do they have a talent agent? Do you know? Have you found out about that, Big Phil Philson? I don't know, Phil the Money Morrison. I'll be honest with you, Duck. I don't really know that much about these lads, Duck. I mean, one thing I do know about them, I know that they've got these large homemade knives, you know, very large homemade knives. I know that because I see it when they came in and spliced open caller number 1's throat. But other than that, Duck, I don't know much about them, really. I mean, they might have talent agents. I don't know. Perhaps I should ask.
Well, I mean, what is wrong with you, boy? Of course you should ask. I mean, this is what it means to have a talent agent, Big Phil Philson. I keep telling you the same thing. You know, you marketeer for me, I'll marketeer for you. That's what it means to have a talent agent. No, Big Phil Philson, don't do what Phil the Money Morrison is telling you to do, please. It sounds like you're in mortal danger, and as I have reminded Phil the Money Morrison, talent agents are supposed to get the work for the talent. Big Phil Philson, please tell us what's going on over there.
Well, you can be dramatic, can't you, Mr. Wainwright, you know? I mean, look, I didn't find it funny either, Duck. I've already said that, it's not my sense of humour. I don't get it at all. But it's just lads having a laugh, isn't it, I suppose? A bit of banter or whatever. I mean, I don't think caller number one got it either. I can't really ask him, because he's not alive. But perhaps I can ask him another time, I don't know. But, it's not my sense of humour, Duck. I'm just going to change the topic, really. I mean, look, I've still got a little bit of phone time left, and I've actually, I've been off the stuff for a little bit, to be honest with you, Mr. Wainwright. I've not been doing so much stuff, and by stuff I mean Class A drugs. I've not been doing as many of them, so, I went in to see me drug counsellor, and I said, hey, drug counsellor, it's the first day that, in a long time, to be honest with you, Duck, that I've not done anything, I've been sober all day, like, and he said, Big Phil Philson, that's a real milestone. I said, no, Duck, it's not a milestone, but when I get out, if you like, we can go for a drive and I'll show you this stone slab on the side of the road, indicating the distance to the next town, if you like, that sort of thing, Duck. He hasn't got back to me about that, but I bet he'd like that, because, if he's interested in that sort of thing, milestones. Anyway, it's not all been bad in here. You know what they say, hard time makes a hard man, Mr. Wainwright. I don't think that is what they say, Big Phil Philson. I think it's something to do with hard times making hard men. I think what you just said is encouraging people to go to prison, and that's obviously not good. Now, listeners, before we go, let's head over to the news stories for more gossip and outright lies. A high-ranking naval official was summoned to a general court-martial after leaving his post and clocking off early whilst performing an operational fleet training exercise. When asked for comment, the official had this to say to the show. Unfortunately, Phil, I am just always looking for an easy way out. It's actually how I lost my last role as a submarine captain. So, that does add some insight into what happened there, and we thank the naval official for his comment. You've been listening to The Free Phils with me, your host, Phil Wainwright. Please do like and subscribe and listen again. Thank you. Goodbye.